Welcome to Fort Pillow State Park, located on the far west side of the state of Tennessee, along the Mississippi River, which is right behind me. This park is a wonderful park for family goers and history buffs and everywhere in between. To my left, a little bit to the north, is the original Fort Pillow, where the battle was fought during the American Civil War. And then to my right is the campground, and there's so much to do, from playgrounds to the lake that's here to hiking. Anything you would really want in a state park, they offer it here. So today I'm going to show you all around the park, and be sure to stay tuned for the end, where I will give it a score between 0 and 100, and you can see where it lines up with other Tennessee state parks. Grateful for the journey today, glad that you're going to be here to come along. Our first category is natural beauty and wildlife, and as you see here, we are located right on the Mississippi River. Also, there is a lake that was really pretty even in early spring, and even in late February there were beautiful little flowers popping up everywhere. So I'm going to give natural beauty a 6 out of 10. The campsites were well laid out, far apart from each other, and had your picnic table, your fire pits, and everything was paved, which was awesome. We enjoyed making some hot chocolate late at night. Everything was very well maintained, and we had a great time at our campsite. I also had a chance to get the electric scooter out and go for a little ride there around the park, and it was really good for riding around. Not so good if your kid does not know how to ride a bike without training wheels, as you'll see a big bump on his head here in a minute. I'm going to give campsite layout an 8 out of 10. The main attraction is by far Fort Pillow itself. It's located on top of a big hill that overlooks the Mississippi River, and Truman and I had a blast exploring it. There were old replica cannons that had been built, as well as the shooting lanes which had been dug out of the battlements. And so it's a little hike to get there, but once you get there, it's really peaceful, really beautiful, and you can explore it at your own leisure. A great place for a little hike and for a picnic, and to learn about this part of Tennessee's rich history.
Daddy.
Yeah?
What's down there?
Good place to fall. This building serves as both the Welcome Center and the museum. Inside it they had some replicas of things from the battle that took place, but also some real relics like muskets and bullets and belt loops and old artifacts from the battle that was fought there. You keep going a little further on the inside, and they have the old cannons in different sizes. They have some displays, and then they have this little theater on the inside which runs through a short video about the history of the area. If you've been to Fort Pillow before, as in years ago, you'll remember that they had this giant suspension bridge with all these ropes and stuff. It was super cool. That has fallen down, and I was here 6 years ago, I think, and it was falling down then. But I talked to the lady here at the Welcome Center, and she said that they have ordered a new bridge. It'll be here fall of 2024 and will be installed shortly after that. It will not be a rope bridge anymore, it'll be a stationary one, but something to note because it's a really cool part of the hike over the creek when you walk over to the fort. But still plenty of hiking to be had here. It's really pretty. The sun finally came out for me. How awesome is that? While there is a playground there at the campground, there's also this new and very big playground at the heart of the park. Something I didn't know was that there's a giant lake there, and It's kind of crazy that I've been here so many times and just now discovering the lake, but I took some chances and tried to wet a hook and had zero success. And here's Truman actually holding the camera for me to get this shot. And so fished for about 10 minutes, didn't really catch anything, but still had fun. There at the park also has a lot of hiking, and take it with a grain of salt though, because this part of the video is from the deep dive where I get frustrated for hiking for miles, really for no reason because the signs were so bad. But anywho, I digress. If you decide to go on some hikes, which you'll have to do to get to the fort, you will get some really beautiful views, and of course it's always fun to get out in God's creation and explore it. So activities gets a 16 out of 20. So if you've watched many of these reviews, you know that I love single person use bathrooms and showers. And so that's how it was there at the campground, and it gets a 7 out of 10. Up next is drivability. It is on the far side of the state, but a really pretty drive, and it gets a 6 out of 10. Up next is the staff. Everyone was great, super friendly, super helpful, and they get a 9 out of 10. Here at the Welcome Center, they had a lot of souvenirs and knickknacks and t-shirts and things about the Civil War, and everything looked to be really high quality, but they didn't have much camping gear. And with nothing else nearby amenities gets a 3 out of 10. This state park is very unique, and it gets an 8 out of 10. Finally, its cost. It was pretty affordable and pretty in line with the other state parks, and cost gets a 7 out of 10. You put everything together, and the score for Fort Pillow State Park is a 70 out of 100. Hold it with 2 hands. Okay, we're gonna put it right there. I rub it in.
Yay!
Yay!
Have a great day.